Well, we are fair flying along here now at 6 knots. There's just 5 meters below us, and the reef is out there. You can't see it. You can't see anything. So to be going along at 5 meters underneath you is just a bizarre feeling. But it is flat water for the first time in a very long time. So frankly, I'm happy. And welcome to this third episode in our Cuba series.
Yeah, we're a bit obsessed by food in this in this episode, it has to be said, or lack of food, I should say.
Yeah, food and the weather. It is extremely windy.
It is, but we've been sitting it out, doing some boat jobs or troubleshooting really, because there's no parts available here.
I do hope you like the film.
Coming up, tricky sailing through the shallow waters of Cuba. Running out of food, we're down to our last corned beef fritter. And the boat jobs add up, but we do find what's wrong with our hydraulics. A beautiful morning to begin our journey. But even in shallow water, getting the anchor up is hard work without the windlass. It's a very slow process. The homemade cars are working fine on the mainsail. Good job. And I take the easy option with the e-wincher. Love it. So it's full wind ahead as we leave Maria La Gorda. Time for some fishing and thinking of food.
So we're flying along at 8 knots here, which is good news. No fish yet, but I am making some crumpets. We've got the necessary ingredients for that. I haven't got any cheese or anything like that to put on them, but we've got a tiny bit of butter left. You need butter on crumpets really, so that's good. But we are thinking about that. We've got baked beans. We've got a tin of baked beans left, so you can have that with it. And these are always a really good thing to have at sea. In fact, there is a recipe on the Patreon site that I put up there about a year ago, I think. If you want to make these, they are fantastic. Very easy too.
We are on our way to Varadero, specifically Gaviota Marina, where we can get water, some food supplies we hope, and eventually check out. But it's a tricky sail through the reef, and we have marked some possible stops along the way. If all goes according to plan, the whole trip should take us about a week.
Well, we are fair flying along here now at 6 knots. There's just 5 meters below us, and the reef is out there. You can't see it. You can't see anything. So to be going along at 5 meters underneath you is just a bizarre feeling. But it is flat water for the first time in a very long time. So frankly, I'm happy.
So we are enjoying our nice, slow, gentle sail just on the outside of the reef. And the wind has kept going. That nice wind that we had, 6 knots this morning we were doing, I mean it's now we're doing 4.5, but we're still moving. And if you look at our track, we should now sort of start heading in to get in before dark, because you've got to get inside the reef to do it. Don't want to do that after dark, but we'd have to do that now. So we'd have to turn the motor on most for the last couple of hours. But Why there's wind, we're just going to keep going. I think we're going to go overnight. I'm sure the wind will die at some point, so there's going to be motoring involved. but really we've got to get as far down as we can, because the usual state of affairs is this is what you see on Predict Wind all the time, the wind just blasting between the Keys and Cuba, and you really don't want to be trying to go against that, because you've also got 2 or 3 knots of Gulf Stream going in the other direction, so the waves would be horrific trying to beat through all that lot. So yeah, that happens sort of Wednesday, Thursday, you can see on Predict Wind, so we definitely want to be past it by then, so we want to make as much ground as possible. So we're just gonna have to suck it up. If we're gonna have to motor a little bit tonight, then so be it. We'll make as much east as we can. Okay, best laid plans. Literally 10 minutes after doing that piece to camera, the plane curl, wind dropped, so engine's on, back to plan A. I think if we motor, we'll get in before dark, so that's going to be the best thing rather than motoring all night. Then just tighten the sail so we can motor sail in, hopefully.
The stop we're making isn't that sheltered, it's just too shallow further round. But as there's no wind, it's fine for just the night.
So this is our lovely anchorage. Very quiet, very still. Reminds us a lot of Bocas de Turo. It's all the mangroves. So here in time, a little bit of an evening dip.
Yep.
Make sure there's no crocodiles.
Oh no, you don't mention crocodiles. It'll be fine as long as you don't talk about it. All barracudas, all sharks.
In fact, I can see nothing much at all, just seagrass and sand. Very relaxing.
Okay, well I think we've got enough ingredients for a last proper meal with proper ingredients, because we've got some chicken from the stop before last, so I'm going to cook that up, and we've got enough canned stuff to make something that we've made for years. It's a family favourite. It's the Thai soup. It takes 3 cans of coconut milk, and we've got loads of coconut milk, so that's great. We also quite often put lychees in it, and I've got that as well. Obviously I've got all the spices, the red curry paste, the fish sauce. I've got some lemongrass in a tube, obviously not fresh stuff, but I have got some fresh ginger root left, the last bit of fresh ginger root, and some of the local coriander, their Cliantro type substitute, which is very nice. I can put that in as well, and it makes just a really nice sort of heavy sort of soup, and you can actually put rice with it. We've done it as well before, so I'll put the recipe in the description, because it's a good one.
Another glorious morning and another workout at the bow. Luckily, there's just a gentle breeze, so getting the boat over the anchor is relatively easy. Although it doesn't look like it now, there is a storm coming through, so we're tacking our way to a sheltered bay to sit it out. The north coast of Cuba is going to be hit hard from the weather coming from the Bahamas. It should pass in 3 or 4 days, so we're aiming for the safest hiding place on the north coast, Baja Honda, where there's excellent protection behind a spit.
We're nearly there.
It's going to be our hiding place for a few days.
Yeah.
Let's hope it's nice.
Our first sight is of several wrecks beached on the sandbanks. Looks like they've been here for some time. It is very shallow here, but we make it just before nightfall. Next morning we spot a fisherman diving for lobster.
I think this might be how we get supper.
In the event, no lobster, but a red snapper.
Hola.
Yes.
Time for a trade.
Yeah, cool.
Pargo.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you need?
Coffee?
Coffee. Rope.
Tiene.
I can tell you one for the time being if you want to, but cafe. Cafe. Yeah.
Yes.
Money?
Yeah?
And money.
Cualquier cosa.
He doesn't want anything.
No.
Would you like the coffee? No, he doesn't want the coffee. Okay.
So this time the trade was fish for rope.
Good boat.
That sounds good to us.
Okay, well I'm standing in the sow locker, which I've just emptied out because I'm going to try and do the first of the jobs that I want to try and get done here while we're waiting for this storm to go through, and that's find the hydraulic leak. That's why we can't use the bow thruster and the windlass at the moment. And the most obvious place would be this, any of the joints around the slave pump here. We actually had this serviced when we were in Montenegro to take it to Serbia and have it all done. And we replaced one of the pipes there, but there's no oil around here. You know, it would come out, it would be sprayed on the surfaces. You see it everywhere, especially if it's come out of one of the really high pressure hoses. Last time, this hose, which is a very high pressure hose, had a tiny hole in it, and yeah, it was sort of all over the locker. But there's nothing up here. Which means really it's lower down. It's inside the boat somewhere in there. So I'm going to have a little look in there. So coming inside, you can lift up the hatch here and look where the actual bow thruster tube is. Again, everything's dry up here. There's nothing, but down there at the bottom, that's oil. There's oil down there. So it's coming forward of this bulkhead, but lower than that floor, which means it's basically under here somewhere. And that means spending quite a lot of time looking at it upside down. Yeah, I can see it, a bit of chafing down there. I mean, obviously it's going to be in the most inaccessible place possible, but actually luckily it's only a short pipe that goes between the slave cylinder there and the bow thruster itself. Some of these go the whole length of the boat, so I just need to be thankful for that. I can try and take it off and measure it up and get one made. I had visually inspected all this 2 years ago in Montenegro, and I didn't spot this bit. You can sort of see why. It's very difficult to get to, and when you're upside down, even more difficult to spot. But look, here it is. Just a little bit of chafing just at the point it goes through. So everything has to come off, and of course everything has to stay clean. Treat it the same as you would your brakes on a car. Best I can do is a little bit of plastic and a cable tie. I've got no end caps for these, but hopefully that should do the job and keep things clean. Okay, well, as you might imagine, it's not the easiest thing in the world to get things undone from here. I've managed to get this one, get to this nut, and now once it's out I can take this one off and try and take the pipe out. I've taken out the pump for the deck wash there so I can get to this. I mean, what they've done here, you can see this, what happened with all the woodwork in Thailand is they make it perfectly to size. It's really beautifully done, but in fact it's probably the wrong thing to do here because you know, it's the sharp edge at the bottom there that's caught it. So I'm just going to cut this out much bigger all the way around it, line it with rubber so it can't chafe on there, and it'll make it easier to get the pipes in and out as well, because how on earth they got this joint through that little hole, I have no idea. But I'm not going to attempt it, so I'll chop all that out and then yeah, try and lift the pipe out. And I'll probably do both pipes, because if that one's started to chafe, then the probably other one has as well. So I'll just order two while I'm doing it and replace them both. So I'm going to use the tool that every boat owner should have aboard, an oscillating tool, which has got a cutter on it. This one's a Fane, they're the best maker, I think. And I'll try and cut out the hole, make sure I don't get the good pipe. That's what I've got to miss. I've cut a bit of a hole and pulled it up, and you can see the chafing there. It's happened on the edge. Normally what it does is wear through to the wire part, and then that rusts a bit and gets weakened and chafes a bit more. And then it leaks. So I'll replace this one and that one as well. So we've got one more day to wait before the wind is conducive for us carrying on from here. We pretty much run out of food. Well, completely run out of food. Haven't seen the fishermen today, so they might come past and offer something else. If not, it's a couple of tins of tomatoes we've got left, and some pasta and some rice and that sort of stuff. Oh, but Judy's got, oh, you've got porridge for breakfast, have you?
Well, I've got porridge and you have miracle cake. Here you go.
Why is that miracle cake then?
Because I didn't have eggs or butter, but I did have beetroot.
Beetroot. A beetroot cake.
A little bit of chocolate powder along with the flour, oil and sugar.
That's lovely. Tastes like cake.
Yeah, well it is cake.
Well, it saves me from porridge because I hate porridge. So, Judy can sit there and enjoy her porridge.
I will.
And what for that? A tinned pineapple you've sneaked on there.
Yeah, tinned pineapple. I found it in the back of the cupboard.
Fantastic. So we've been here for about, what, 4 days now?
Yep.
So about time we got off the boat. We have literally been just doing boat jobs, editing, sat there. It's been a bit windy, to be honest.
It's been incredibly windy. Every time I think let's go, you look outside and you think, no, I'm going to get blown away there.
Yeah. But there is this little sandbar that's just in front of us here that we definitely want to have a little look at and just have a little scout around the mangroves. Outside there's all these sunken ships, but it might be a little bit too far to go. We'll see. Nice to get out there. Nice to get off the boat.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the hermit crabs.
In fact, they are called fiddler crabs, and just the males have the one large claw. We've seen them before in St Lucia, but here there are hundreds of them. Walking along the spit is a strange feeling. At low tide, I could be walking on water.
Fancy running aground on a sandbar. Who would do that?
Yeah, it could happen to anybody. I think it happened to this guy a long time ago. There's not much left.
Certainly did. Look at it. It's a metal boat.
Yeah.
That's it, sort of ferro cement, I think. It's steel, but it's got cement around it. Ferro cement boat.
And there's another half dozen over there, of various sizes. One over there, massive one, and some around the corner as well.
Yeah. Ship graveyard.
What were they thinking? Yeah.
It's an amazing spit, isn't it?
It is. I could have walked right to the end, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so these are our fruit and veg nets, which are, as you can see, completely empty, have been for some time. How's the dry food store doing?
Not so bad. We've got plenty of pasta and some tomato paste. I found some red miso paste, which is quite exciting. I can put that in soups. Now, we've got a plan for 2 days. So we've got today and tomorrow for the overnight sale. We've got a couple of tins of tomatoes left, butter beans. I'm soaking some chickpeas, sweet corn. I think we'll be fine, and we can do soups. I've got loads of lentils and beans.
Lovely. Well, look, there's a tin of corned beef here. You don't really like corned beef,
No.
do you? So can I nick one of the tins of corn, and I'll do some corned beef and sweet corn fritters.
And dessert, we've got lychees, loads of lychees for some reason.
Yeah.
And that this cream looks like it's seen better days. I'm not sure how old that is. We'll open it and have a look. If we can get one of these fixed, look.
Yeah.
This is our...
Yeah, even the tin openers are breaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think actually some of these tins are from way across in the Mediterranean. What's this? Best before end of November 2024. Oh, it's only just out of date. Fine. Perfect.
Perfect. What more can you ask? Smells like cat food.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's supposed to be that sloppy. It's probably pretty old. Still, it's tinned. They last forever,
They do.
allegedly.
I think it was 2026 was the date on there. I did check.
So fritters are a bit loose because I've got no eggs. So I actually crushed up a bit of biscuit in there and to try and firm them up a little bit. But hopefully that's enough that they'll stay together. Put them in the batter. And then lower them in the oil. See how that works.
Well, that looks good.
Well, it's all held together at least. I mean, it should have onions in it and all that sort of stuff. It's something that my mum used to make when, you know, back in the day when people used to actually eat things like corned beef. Yeah, corned beef fritters. I can't remember exactly what she put in, but there was definitely onions and all sorts of other bits and pieces in there.
We have got some garlic.
Yeah, could have put some garlic in. Let's get a fork and taste a bit. So we've got some sweet chilli dipping sauce with it. I think it's going to be crunchy. It's really nice.
Is it?
You better try some.
Yeah.
See, even though it's corned beef, not bad.
You just have to forget about the fact it's corned beef, and then it's actually quite nice.
So,
Yes, corned beef fritters. Not something I thought I'd enjoy, but they were very nice.
no, wartime food really. My mother used to cook them and I used to love them as a kid. I'm not sure I'd have them regularly now, but I won't put the recipe for that one, but I will put the recipe for the Thai soup because everyone loves the Thai soup. That's a great recipe.
It is, and it's a good thing, I have to say, that apart from the food, we were in no hurry for this particular trip because the water was very, very shallow and the weather very unpredictable. So we tiptoed through, didn't we?
Well, yeah, it's a lot of sailing though. I mean, it really is a long coastline. We've said it several times, but yeah, when you try and sail around Cuba, it just takes a long time. There's just no two ways around it. And at that north coast, there's bits where you can sort of get in that first part, but the second part, the bit that's coming up, there's less. So, you know, we're going to have more difficulty even with that one, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. But beautiful, and the people are lovely.
Yeah.
The ones we saw, which are not very many people.
No.
But it's been such an eye-opener and such a really, really good trip. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, those fishermen just taking the rope. We offered them anything, really. You know, they could have taken whatever they wanted, and no, it's just, no, that's enough. You know, that's what we want. And they've got nothing. So amazing, amazing.
So we are now on our way to complete the Cuba trip and get up to the Bahamas, which is, I'm looking forward to that now, I think.
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Getting a bit of reprovisioning, getting the parts that we need to get the boat back in top condition again. It's not going to be easy, but yeah, we're trying to sort that out now, where we're going to pick up things and how that's going to happen. But yeah, at least we know what most of the faults are now, so we just need to, we know what we need to get.
And those crabs, I never knew what they were called. Only the boy crabs have those big claw.
Yeah. We saw them in St Lucia, didn't we?
Yeah.
But they're sort of land crabs, because where we saw them in St Lucia was way inland when we went to that waterfall with Millie, when Millie was out. Yeah, they were amazing things. They look just ridiculous because their claws are as big as them. So yeah.
So there we are. You learn something every episode. So thank you very much to our patrons. Thank you to our subscribers, and thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching.